fight and anger and bitterness and hate, where did we pick it from? It makes me want to shout. It makes me want to shout. Look at the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Igbo people in Kano or even in Lagos. We are the only people who are not welcoming foreigners. I swear, this is truth. You do not welcome foreigners. We Bachie Benin. No, they are coming to take our land. Now, come back, Upano, and develop that your land. No way.
Hi guys, welcome back to BattaBox. My name is Mike. I'm one of the presenters here at BattaBox. So somebody sent me this video about this guy complaining about the Igbos being bitter. And that's something that I've been hearing a lot about from particularly other parts of Nigeria. But this is particularly interesting because it's from an Igbo man allegedly who is also complaining. And that's just to let you know that even within the Igbos, they're not only hated by other parts of Nigeria, but even within the Igbos, there's so much division within the Igbo tribe itself. It goes on to say that the Igbos are not welcoming to other foreigners, which I disagree with, because in a lot of Igbo land, you see other tribes there too. So it's not just that Igbos are outside. Even in Igbo land, like there are a lot of others out there. As someone who had the opportunity of doing NYSC. So for example, for NYSC, people get deployed in different parts of Nigeria, including Igbo land. So I have lots of friends who served in other parts of the East, Southeast, and they are welcome there. So I don't agree with that notion that Igbos are not welcome into other parts or other parts of the country that come to stay there.
Igbo man will go to another person and tell that person that their land is no man's land. But Igbo man will come to their own land and say, no, don't come to this land. You are coming to take our land. Igbo man will be shouting, crying and beating his head and shouting, you are coming to take our land, oh, you are coming to take our land, oh, you are coming to take our farmland, oh, you are coming to... But you already have occupied and you have taken other people's land, bought other people's land. We do, honestly speaking, you need to go and cast away that bitterness, that spirit on an energy of bitterness and hate on foreigners. And when I mean foreigners, it is not even only Hausas and Fulani, including the Yorubas.
He also talks about Igbos not developing their land, and that's not very true, because there was a video trending about how there are a lot of mansions in the East. So I think I'm going to link that video here. I think it's by Stephen Unduka, and shout out to Stephen Unduka for all the videos that he does. But I think the comment he might be addressing might be the infrastructure. Not necessarily that Igbos are not going back home to build and develop their land. Igbos are actually going back and building, and they have really nice mansion. But the Southeast is not very developed. And that's because of the governors. Like a lot of the governors, the Southeastern governors, they can do better. And I know Peter Obi is one of the ones that actually did very well, at least from my experience. I know there are people that said, you know, he didn't do very well, but I know that he did. Some governors in the Southeast are actually trying. So making a statement and saying that, oh, Igbos refuse to develop the land, or Igbos don't want to develop the land, that's something that is not true. And that's something that is actually false. It's just that the government, the federal government of Nigeria does not support the Igbos. The federal government of Nigeria does not give enough money, enough infrastructural funds, enough infrastructural bill to the Igbos. And because of that, there's not that much development. Because if you look at it, there are federal roads and there are state roads. So state roads can only be developed by the state governments, state hospitals, but there are also federal hospitals. So if the federal government is not giving the proper allocation to each state, southeastern state, then it becomes a problem whereby, because the federal government is not giving enough money, they can make a comment and say, oh, maybe the Igbos are not being are not developing their place. So again, another false narrative being preached by this guy.
We have a name for everybody that is not Igbo. We have a name for everybody that is not Igbo. Everybody that is not Igbo, we have a name for them, including the Calabar people.
His last statement was that the Igbos have a name for everyone. So I think we need to define what a name is. A name is a noun. A noun is what you call something. So in a language, you need to have a name for something. So I don't get where it's coming from there, saying that the Igbos have a name for somebody. Now, those that are Igbos could probably maybe explain that better in the comments. But I think that even Yorubas have a name for everything. And so does Hausa have a name for everything. And if you travel outside Nigeria, people have names, like nicknames. I think that might be what it's referring to, maybe like the nickname for someone or the nickname for a particular group. And that's expected. If you are in a different culture, a different language, or a different tribe, you can have a name to refer to others by. So I'm not quite sure why he's saying Igbos have a name for everything. But the other thing he said was there's so much hatred. So I don't understand where it's coming from. I don't even know how to respond to that. I just think he's bitter. Maybe he's been offended by other Igbos, and that's something that he can talk about, but not attack the whole tribe as a whole, and that's a very dangerous generalization.
You do not welcome foreigners. We Bachie Benin. No, they are coming to take our land. Now come back, Upano, and develop that your land. No way.
So the issue about Igbos going to other people's land and taking other people's land and bought other people's land, I don't think that's fair, because anywhere you are, it's an open market. That's the economics 101. It's just business. So this person speaking does not know anything about business, I'm guessing. It's an open economics market, even anywhere in the world, whereby you have a land for sale, anybody can buy it. So targeting and saying, well, the Igbos go and they buy an other man's land. Anybody else could have bought it. Calabar man could buy it, the Yoruba man could buy it, Hausa man could buy it. But Igbos are the ones with the funds. They are the ones with the resources. They are the one with the financial stability. So because of that, they end up being targets. I made a video earlier about why Nigerians are hated and people say Nigerians are so corrupt. I'm going to put a link to that video here. And in that video, similarly, I talked about the fact that if you look at Africa, Nigerians are the most successful. Because Nigerians are the most successful, people always say Nigerians are corrupt. And if you look at a place where you have 100 black people, chances are that maybe half of them are Nigerians. Because Nigerians are the ones trying to do things and exploiting and going out there. So similarly, where you have Igbos that are the most entrepreneur, most prosperous, most eager to do stuff, they get things done. Igbo men take care of the women, Igbo men are entrepreneurs, Igbo men travel, Igbo men are ambitious. So because of that, you can't be saying they're buying people's land up or they are taking up places. Anybody can take the place. If somewhere is for sale, I'll buy it because I'm interested in buying, not because that person is Igbo or not Igbo, because I want to buy it or because I like the land or because I like the property. I want to get settled, and because I have the financial ability too. So some Yoruba men are actually very successful as well. And so are some Hausa men, and so are some Efik or Calabar or Tui, just any part of the country. But because there's a concentration of Igbos, for example, in Lagos, Alaba, for example, or the trade fair, because that's where business happens and they want to be entrepreneurial. But you cannot make a statement and say, well, because of that, Igbos are taking over everywhere. So that's kind of misinformed, and that is for someone who's not educated, really, and needs to be educated on how business principles and principles of success work. So I think enough of all these people kind of targeting one group over another. There's no room for that. We are trying to see how we can heal the country, especially in light of what's going on and the current protests. But this is not a time for division, and for such statements, I think that's not acceptable. So thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Brother Mike. And if you wanted to send me something, you can do that at my Instagram or Twitter handle. And it's at brother_Mike. Just normally you can find me the same thing on Facebook at brother_Mike. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want to send anything, you're welcome to send that to me as well so I can react to it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye now.
Bata bata, bata bata, bata box.